Hello, welcome to the Newspaper Review here on Top TV. My name is Williams Abule. I'm so excited to have you join us here on the program today. If this is the first time you're seeing this program, here is where we bring you the headlines across newspapers around Nigeria. We get to talk about these headlines and then analyze them, of course, and have you do that with us by dropping your comments and the reactions on the comment section. Don't also forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and of course your notification key, because that's how you get notified whenever we come up with a new episode of the program. And to do this with me today is Mr. Godsman Okenwa. You are welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure.
Good to have you
It's
here.
a pleasure, sir.
And together, he and I were going to go through these headlines one after the other and get to analyze it. So don't forget to drop your comments and your reactions on the comment section, because we really love to hear what you think about these headlines. So we're going to go straight to doing so for today, the 9th of November 2022, and we'll begin our newspaper headlines from this day newspaper for today, the 9th of November. On this day here, we have LNNG insists gas production not impacted by floods, says train 732% complete. Declares federal government's fight against crude theft has improved oil gas supply. All right, other headlines here. It says Nnamani to Igbo reflect on reality of Tinubu's presidency. And that's on page 43 of this day newspaper. Going downwards, we also see here PDP Atiku will never shy away from engaging Nigerians. Page 42 is where you get details of that story. And then you see also UK no longer against travel to FCT, insists risk remains. As the main headline, it says there, Kwankwan so I'm not desperate to be president, says APC has proven to be worse than PDP, insists all is not well in Northeast, where government claims it has defeated insurgency. And then at the very bottom, it says, court awards 200 million naira damages in favor of Benedict Peters against EFCC. Malami, 5 orders. Details on page 8 of this day newspaper. All right, I'll just come to you, Mr. Godsman. I don't know. I want you to, respond to the main headline, but then I'm just going to leave the stories to you. Which ones are you going to deal with first?
Actually, one of the headlines you mentioned that talks about Nnamani.
Yeah.
Are you just
it says Nnamani to Igbo reflect on reality of Tinubu's presidency.
Wow, so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a politician. But what really baffles me or troubles me with respect to Nnamani's political travesty as it stands now is his level of political, engagement. Currently, as at yesterday, PDP Enugu State constituted their campaign committee for 2023 election.
Yeah.
And when I shocked you, Nnamani's name was obviously missing on the list. Can you tell me the reason why it was missing? Because of his glaring anti-party activities.
Yeah.
It's very obvious.
For him to be saying this,
it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Someone even don't have a personal relationship with Tinubu, as he has said over time.
Yeah.
We are not against your personal relationship with Tinubu over the years. But we are talking about politics, where party is assumed to be supreme, where his loyalty to his party is very, very necessary, especially in this trying time, where the soul of PDP is seriously in coma, where PDP is seriously in intensive care, if care is not taken, where the PDP needs all hands to be on deck, all party men to be on deck. Remember that it was under the platform of PDP that Nnamani became governor of Enugu State.
Yeah.
It was under obviously, because for what he is doing, obviously he's tearing the PDP in Enugu State apart.
Yeah.
Because his loyalists, are you getting me? His loyalists will likely vote for APC even during the state gubernatorial election as well.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So his romance with APC has gotten so much that PDP should be able to wear the stick against Nnamani.
Yeah. And
it has gotten to the point that they need to sanction Nnamani. His activities, his anti-party activity has gotten to the point or dimension that it has to be curtailed. Else, he might spoil things for the party in the states and in the nation.
Obvious. It is obvious that he's already towing that part for him to be openly saying things.
His high time is being caution. It's high time is being reprimanded by the party, because I believe that party has mechanisms already on ground in order to address such issues.
Are they really applying those mechanisms?
They have not, but the party stakeholders, a few days ago, Ned Woke actually called on the party leadership to take decisive decision with respect to those governors that have declared serious fight against the party.
True.
Sure. And before then, last week, one of the party stakeholders in Delta State actually called attention of the PDP leader, PDP, and said, please, it's high time they discipline these erring PDP members.
I don't know what the discipline is about, because these guys have a demand. It is not that they are just out there causing commotion here and there and forming G5 and making noise. They have a demand that everybody has looked at.
How legitimate is their demand?
Okay, now that's the part. That how legitimate is their demand to the party PDP in itself? Like how do they see the weight of the demand of these 5 governors? That will also inform their response to these governors.
Do you know that most times you look at their demands that you place at a time that it might be risky for a party to take at that point in time,
and that's the stance of the party.
Obviously, because one, if the national leadership of the PDP should toe the line of the G5 governors, obviously there will be a serious revolt from the other end. Obviously, Ayo has his own backup. Ayo is coming from a region as well. And do you want to tell us that North Central will just put their hands and watch PDP? Are you getting me? And watch PDP disgrace one of their own out of the party? Obviously, it is too late. There will be a serious pushback. So it's left for PDP to be able to manage this issue, so it doesn't result to cataclysmic destruction of the party's chances of winning the 2023 presidential election.
There's not enough time for all this.
Sure,
they don't have
sure. We understand that, but don't rule out the possibility of reconciling even before the election. Sure, for now, we don't rule out the possibility of reconciling these aggrieved camps. It's possible.
It's so true. That's possible.
Sure.
All right, and then I'd also like us to
concerning Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso, in as much as the politics of Nigeria is concerned, is a court figure. It's a name that reverberates very well. For him to have said that APC has failed is not just political, because he has tested both waters. He has tested the waters of PDP. He has tested APC water, and it's telling that APC is worse than what? PDP. Do you understand it? It's glaring that he said APC is worse than PDP. What does that imply? Of course, when you marry 2 husbands, you know the one that is better. If one person can come and tell Nigerians, he has already campaigned for PDP. There are some Nigerians, PDP is a better option. It's a lesser devil than the APC. So what do? So it's Nigerians to make the informed decision ahead of 2023 election. And for him to still tell you that the Northeast is still ravaged by insurgency. It's not just political. It's not taken out of dimension. It is obvious. We get this from our national dailies. You see news on the atrocities, on the calamitous destructions of properties, lives in the north. We read it. Are we comfortable with it? We're not comfortable with it.
It's not just in the north, though.
Not just in the north. Even other parts. Security is every man's business.
Eaten up by terrorists and all of that.
So we know that.
It's every man's business. A lot of us should be involved in this security thing. Okay? The government should take the... I agree with you. And government should do the right thing. That's what we have always advocated. And then we also say that in as much as the government is... We expect the government to do their part. We're also looking at Nigerians to also be responsible enough to say, okay, these people are not working. Let's vote people that are ready to work in the office. That's how we are looking at that comes the general election. That keeps staying to general election because it's that important. And we're getting so that's the soul of the movie. All these things that we are looking at, all these, they are just getting towards 2023. Yeah. All these last matters, they're just getting towards 2023. I swear. Right, we're going to go into our next papers for today, and that will be the Nigerian Tribune. And on Nigerian Tribune, we see as headlines here: salary palava, ASU rules out strike in resolution of crisis, condemns attempt by federal government to reduce lecturers to casual workers. You'll find that story on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. We also see here, court commits EFCC chairman to prison, directs IGP to execute order. Also, other stories here, we see NDLA uncovers plot to introduce lethal synthetic opioid, fentanyl, to Nigeria. Details is on page 23 of the Documentaries. As the main headline, it says, Udom Bala Mohammed reaffirms support for Atiku. Despite position of G5 governors, PDP will win Rivers in 4 other states. Are you speaking there? Moving on to other headlines here. Other headlines here, it says, in move to secure Kano for APC, Gandhi reconciles Dogwa, deputy governorship candidate. In streams where you find that story. And then we see lastly, again, court nullifies them for a PDP governorship primaries. And then I'll take this very last story. It says NDDC to repair damaged east-west road. Details on page 8 of the Documentaries. So, Mr. Godman, I'm going to go to you. Well, let's start from the NDDC plan repairs on the east-west road. How do you analyze that story? Looking at the fact that the road were badly damaged by water, the flood were based it is. I'm sure you saw some of the videos online. Yeah, so it's just heart-wrenching. You look at the state of that station. That's the for the people that are living in the area. And that road is a very Bayelsa State was completely cut off. Sure, there was no access to Bayelsa. I was so shocked when the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs said that Bayelsa State is not among the 10 states mostly affected by the flood. It was like, how could such a person at that level make such statements? Do you know what it is? Bayelsa was totally cut off. We saw it on videos. Economic activities were rampantly affected. Most times I will go to big markets to buy things. The cost of things in the market will be very high. The traders were telling me that they are no longer getting shipments from Bayelsa. That women are no longer coming because of what? Flood. Because of the flood. So the effect is as economic what? We are looking at the economic dimension of the impact of the flood. Look at the economic impact of economic dimension of the impact of what? Of the flood. Of the flooding. You see, as we look at the federal government, I just pray that we walk their talk this time around. With respect to fixing the road, carrying out maintenance work, repair works on the road. It will be very, very nice. Yeah. And it's a good step in the right direction. Yeah, and I hope they come through. So moving on to all the stories, let's also touch on ASU. Sure. In fact, it was the first one I wanted to jump at before you asked me to start on the east west. Okay, now, in fact, thank God that the ASU has finally resolved, so to say, resolve their crisis with the federal government. Let's let the federal government obey all the terms and conditions of that ceasefire. So anything that will ignite legal fireworks from both camps, from the camp of the ASU or from the camp of the federal government, should admit. I'm happy they say that. A few days ago, I heard that they said they want to do sit at home. I was like, yeah, man, I sit at home becoming a normal balance in our Nigerian political system. Like the Biafran guys are there saying sit at home on Monday. Now, the academic environment, they now want to introduce sit at home. Sit at home for Biafran education. Sit at home in our academic environment. At the expense of our children. Brain drain. Everyone's talking about brain drain. How do we resuscitate our academic education institutions? But my happiness is just that ASU has stated that they are not going to, they have ruled out the possibility of embarking on another strike as a means to resolve the ongoing misunderstanding with the federal government. Now, with respect to their last thing, October salary payments, it was prorated. One thing that actually struck my mind was that even before now, even before today, was that it was possible to be a mistake. In the course of that negotiation with the federal government, they would have stated it clearly. We have asked the federal government to state their stand with respect to their October salary payment. Are they paying them half or full? They will have to separate. Of course, it should have been a condition that now we are starting, regardless of the date we are starting. Are we going to get our full salary for this month, or we are not going to get our full salary for this month? So all that is resolved.
We don't know whether we will start by 1st of what? November, so we can get our full salary. Sure, the federal government played the fast one.
Now they are taking advantage of that.
Yeah, federal government played the fast one. But most times in such situations, you think there are things you need to forgo alternatives. There are things you need to overlook in order to get what you want. Federal government shouldn't have started the course of talking about ASU strike again because of issue of salary payment. They have just done the needful. Because now the ASU chairman yesterday said that they are intellectuals. They are not casual workers. Sure, they are intellectuals. They are not casual workers that you prorate their words. Payment. They are federal government staff. They are being employed by the federal government. You see, so they should be able to resolve this issue. And I pray that ASU does not embark, as they have stated to here already, that they are not going back on strike. I just pray that there will be an understanding with the federal government so they can amicably resolve issues that concern to their strike. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to ask you to just do a brief comment on Udom, Bala Mohammed. Sure. I was excited this morning when I saw the headline on Tribune. The baby in my womb leaped for joy. Why? Because I don't like crisis. You see, when I saw this, when I saw this man say many troubles for Atiku Abubakar, coming from the left, from the right, from the front, and from the. So I was so shocked. But now, because a few days ago, the rumor mill was heavily inundated with the rumor that Udom is about to pull out from PDP presidential campaign council over non-release of what fund. Then Bala Mohammed himself was equally at the edge. But yesterday's meeting, he met with Atiku Abubakar yesterday. Though from their facial gesture, from the pictorial assessments, I think because they snap pictures, obviously. If the meeting had not ended well, I don't believe that they would have stood together to take a snap. Yes, to snap a picture. Sure, that tells you that, of course, they have reconciled. And now, they say they are what? Supporting. They are reaffirmed their support for PDP 2020 presidential election. And then we also saw right under that headline where they say, despite position of G5 governor, PDP will win 24 states. Rivers will win Rivers and 24 other states. What do you agree to that? So, do you agree to especially for Rivers State. Yes. The PDP has not shown us enough activities that will convince us to know that they can deliver Rivers State. Obviously, it's true. Obviously, I do not need someone to tell me that. PDP has not shown enough strength. They have not shown enough activities on ground to tell us they will deliver to Rivers State for presidency. The governor is still in charge. He's still in charge. Back to back, end to end. And it's funny sorry. The governor is fully in charge of this state, back to back, end to end, till tomorrow. Wike is in charge. Back to back. So PDP national leadership, they have not shown us enough ground, enough reason. They have not convinced us that Ayo had just made a statement, political statement, that they will deliver 24 states, including River State. So I don't know for that state, but I'm conscious of River State here, where the governor has delivered on his promises and is doing currently some stomach infrastructure. so far, so good. He has appointed 200,000 aides. You know what it is? Obviously, he has 200,000 votes already. 200,000 times the total number of that family. Obviously, because the people that are coming from those families have dependents. Yeah. Do you understand? They have what? It's dependents. Just take the strategic move. Obviously, take the circle. Obviously, if I'm getting something from you, if I give it, I'll tell you who to vote for. Sure. So, times it. You know, he has gotten those votes already en bloc for him. And other people are out there. So PDP have not done the needful for us to believe hook, line, and best that they will deliver River State. Except if two things on two possibilities. One, if they're able to reconcile with the governor. A possible reconciliation with the governor of River State, His Excellency Ezenyosom Wike. If they reconcile with him, obviously, I'm sure I don't need to go to a sorcerer for a divination on that. They will deliver River State. They will deliver River State 100%. Percent. Very true. What was about it? Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to our last paper for today. That will be Daily Sun. But before we do that, we would like to take a short break. So you stay tuned. When we come back, we'll continue with the newspaper headlines here on Top TV. We'll be right back.
Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
Alright, thank you very much for staying with us, and you are welcome from that very short break.
Abule, and we're still here on the Newspaper Review, and I'm with Mr. Godsman, and we have been dealing with the issues on the headlines of our newspapers for today. And we're going to continue that on with Daily Sun newspaper for today, the 9th of November 2022. And on the Daily Sun, we see here Obi's candidacy, part of restructuring we are advocating. Obi's candidacy, part of restructuring we are advocating. Afenifere speaking. And you find details of that story on page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. Other headlines here, we see tension as gunmen attack police checkpoint in Anambra. That story is on page 29. And the main headline on Daily Sun, we see here, Wike, Otom, Ikpeazu, Makinde, Ogwai will work for Atiku. PDP speaking. Under that, we see they are not our enemies, are you? I'm still in charge of campaign committee. Udom speaking there. Details of all of that you find on page 6. So make sure you pick up the Daily Sun to get the details of that gist. All right, moving on to other stories here. We see court orders INEC to respond to suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu. APC organizes mega work for presidential candidate in Ogun. Stories are on page 4 and 6 of the Daily Sun. Other stories, we see ASU accuses federal government of treating lecturers like casual workers. And also we see here EFCC chair appeals judgment sending him to prison for contempt. Details is on page 3 of the Daily Sun newspaper. So, Mr. Godson, I'm going to Godsman, let's start from there. Yes, EFCC chairman, has been found guilty and, was sentenced to jail. Isn't that the story of the year?
Actually, I think it should be the most celebrated headline of the year.
I'm telling you.
That thing should be able to enjoy a banner headline. In mass communication, there's something called banner headline.
Yeah.
You scream the headline, because it's a case of the hunter becoming the hunted. Shows that Nigeria is working. If at all Nigeria can work towards this part of restoring the justice system, it means that, of course, we should commend our judiciary. It's a milestone, it's a landmark judgment. Yes, because one, if we should start looking at the rates of court disobedience in recent time in Nigeria, if we should allow that to continue going that direction, the court will be reduced to the toothless bulldog.
Very true.
Sure. What's the sense of your teeth? Is to bite. They have measures. They have measures that have been designed carefully by the system to ensure that the system is preserved. And one of it is order, the use of order. Obviously, how can an order be given since 2018 and up to 2022, it has not been effected?
Don't forget the case of Nnamdi Kanu to
Sure, obviously. That's what we are talking about.
Discharged, but then it
was not released. The judgment was not honored, was not obeyed by the relevant authorities to release Nnamdi Kanu. Even if you want to appeal the judgment, you are free to appeal.
But he has to be released first, because
that is the first thing that should have been done.
Yeah.
So obviously, you get him. If you want to arrest him, you're of course free to get him arrested immediately. Sure, immediately. Okay, now that's not the substance of our conversation this morning. We are looking at the EFCC chairman, Bawa. You see, court order that was issued yesterday that he should be committed to Kuje prison. You see, so what is the court trying to information that the court is trying to pass across? That you don't disobey court and go scot-free, regardless of your political position in the society. Regardless of your political, they want to preserve their system.
You obey the rule of law.
They want to preserve their system. They want Nigerians to have trust in our judicial system. You see, so though from the EFCC camp, they say the judgment will be appealed, and I believe they have gone ahead to appeal. They've appealed already. Obviously, they've appealed the judgment already. So it's a continuation of the.
But it was a big shocker to.
But it was a big shocker to Nigeria.
Yes,
because I think first in history, where an anti-graft agency, the boss of an anti-graft agency, is being committed to.
It's a good one because for me, I mean, the president.
Even though the judgment, the order was appealed, but it's a step in the right direction.
Good.
So
this is going to put some kind of caution in the minds of governors that are disobeying court rulings anyhow, flagrantly,
flagrantly.
Just disobeying court rulings every day. They even some of them even boast on.
They get something, order, an order that was given out by a court. You have been listening to Eke, Onwa, or something. There's a market in that state.
Downplayed.
There's a plan downplayed it to the point that it was a judge of procure from the market. Whereas it was a competent court of law that actually issued such order.
Yeah, it's a very good one. All right, and I'd also love you to react to the main headline here. It's still the same PDP story though, even though this one is trying to look at it from another angle. It says Wike, Otom, Beazu, Makinde, Wanye will work for Atiku. PDP believes that these G5 governments are going to work for Atiku. But you have earlier mentioned that they have not really done the right things or given us the impression that these governors are going to turn back and say, okay, we want to work for them.
As it stands now, there is no ongoing, to the best of our knowledge, there is no ongoing discussion with the camp of the G5, G5 governors. There is no ongoing reconciliation. So, hold on. Now coming out to tell us that the G5 will still work for them. I do not understand where they got the information from. If going by current, what we are speaking is based on current reality, political realities on ground. The G5 already, they are insisting that they think the needful has to be done. If indeed PDP wants them to support their 2023 presidential ambition, sure, not until the right thing is done. Obviously, they will not shift their ground. So maybe what Odom is telling us that PDP is probably contemplating doing the right thing. Sure, that's what it means. Obviously, that PDP, that the G5 will work for them means that they are considering their ground. Maybe sure to consider their demands. Sure, because the G5 they are sticking to their demands. Their demands have to be. Obviously, they are so united. They are sticking to it. So how can you break their rights? Because you cannot break their rights. For him to have said that he knows the kind of people that he's working with. He knows the kind of persons, people that he's working with. So he cannot break their rights. So that not until the leadership of the party does the right thing, then they cannot actually do what? Give in to their demand or their request. So let them do the right thing so we can actually get to the next stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nutsman. I want to thank you for making it to the program today. But that's where we're going to draw the curtains for today's newspaper review. And our viewers, I want to thank you for staying with us up to this time. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Make sure you join us tomorrow again for another exciting episode of the newspaper review. But for today, that's where we draw the curtain. We'll see you next time. You stay safe and stay safe.